gamers! Happy day 2 of Valentine's Day! Time is an illusion and Valentine's Day is a construct, so it's really any day that I deem it to be, okay? Hope you had a happy Valentine's Day and not a sad Valentine's Day. You know what? I feel like it goes either way, right? It's like, oh, congratulations / sorry for your loss. You know, insert appropriate reaction to Valentine's Day. Anyway, none of that. We're focusing on romance today. I'm actually very excited about today's festivities, because I'm just gonna yap at you if I'm being so honest. I'm just gonna yap. I just decided to talk to you guys about like my favorite shoujo anime in the world, which is Skip Beat. Has anyone heard of Skip Beat? It's very good, and it's been publishing a very long time. I've been reading it for like 10 years, like maybe over 10 years, bro. I feel fucking old when I think about it, but I have been following along with this manga since the beginning of time. For as long as Darcie existed, she was reading this manga, okay? For real. Bam. Okay, class, listen up. Okay, from now on, this face. Okay, Loki. Wow, wait, she kind of looked like me, no? But okay, this face is the face of the woman that you are going to worship, love, and desire for the next 2 hours of our lives, okay? Her name's Kyoko Mogami, and she was my very first icon ever, and I still love her. Wife, honestly, wife, everyone say it. Wife. Yeah, it follows like her whole life, basically, and her troubles in romance throughout time. But I really love her because it's the greatest shoujo manga ever. She's the main character, and her whole thing is she starts out really susceptible to dramatic love. But I love her so much. She starts out as like an innocent schoolgirl type. She starts out more like this, guys. This is the face of an innocent high school girl in love, okay? And her whole life she's been neighbors and besties with this man named Shotaro, who's like her neighborhood crush, and they kind of live on a farm, and he's like a farmer's son, and his family owns a restaurant, and she helps them out all the time, and she's really innocent and shy. And she's just a pure-hearted angel, and she wants nothing more than to dedicate her whole life to his well-being, right? But then it's like they grow up. I love how he's 2 pixels too. This man who you can see very well. She dedicates her life to him. And I think that's just like, it's a really good portrayal of like young love, you know? Like she gives and gives and gives, and she low-key does not get a lot back, because it turns out, guys, he's a fucking loser. So this is him years later. Shotaro is his real name, but he doesn't want to live in the farm anymore. He wants to go to the big city and pursue big dreams under the stage name Shofua, and become basically like a J-pop idol and a singer. And he follows his dreams by, when he's in high school, he immediately moves to Tokyo, to the big city, and he invites Kyoko with him because she's so in love with him, right? He's like, Kyoko, please follow me. I can't picture myself in Tokyo with anyone but you. And she's like, yeah, but Shokun, I would love to go to Tokyo with you. Does that mean you really love me? Yeah! So she follows him, right? And it's a big journey. She leaves her whole life behind, even though her family like always intended for them to settle down in the countryside together. I love that shit. And they've known each other since they were like 10. But anyway, then she moves to the city with this guy. And now they're living together, and he's living out his dreams, right? And in the meantime, she's working like 3-4 jobs at once at the age of like 15 just to support him because she loves him so much. And she rents out this big apartment and lives in it, furnishes it just for him, and like cooks everything he likes. And she's been obsessed with him her whole life, so she knows all like his favorite foods and his favorite shows and everything. So she's just dedicating her whole life and soul to him. However, unfortunately, he's a dickwad. He's an asshole. And he don't treat her right, bro. He do not treat her right. So even though he only comes home like once a month or something to change clothes, she does her best. She's buying him groceries and stuff, and he doesn't give a shit. He's a fucking asshole. Sounds like he needs to get his paper up. The thing is, he's actually super successful. He's like a very, very popular idol in Tokyo, and all the girls love him. He gets hella bitches, but it goes to his head. It goes to his tiny little puny head. And so he's real mean to her. That's her life. That's her sob story. The origin story, you could say. Until one day she decides, like, you know what? I bet Shokun would really love if I brought him some food today, because they kind of hang out a little bit and they have a misunderstanding and he leaves real angrily. Whatever. This happens a lot. And she's like, I bet he would really appreciate it if I brought him some fast food or from my restaurant, because, you know, he deserves it. He works so hard. So she brings it over to him and makes her way into his like company building where he's sitting. But while she turns the corner, she overhears him talking to his manager. Oh wait, do I have a pic of the manager? Immersion. Is this the manager? No, wait, shit, hold on. Is this his manager? She's a beautiful, gorgeous, tall, huge bazonkas, beautiful manager, and Sho is like all over her. He's like, oh my god, Asami, let me sleep over tonight. Asami, let me take a nap on your lap, Asami. Please, I can't fall asleep unless I'm in your luscious bazongazongs. And she's like, but Shokun, what about that girl you live with? I thought you were dating her. Puh, that girl? She's nothing but scum to me. She's basically my maid. She just like cooks for me and shit. I don't even know why she's there. Okay, low-key, Asami's a good person. Like, Sho is the scummy one, but Asami's like, Shotaro, you should just break up with her then. Why are you like this, you f***ing weirdo? And he's like, okay, Asami, whatever, let me... You know? But anyway, little did he know that Kyoko was just around the corner, overhearing everything, and and it basically like resets her brain. It rearranges her brain chemistry, and she's like, Shotaro, how dare you betray me after everything I've done for you? I dedicated 10 years of my life, 15 years of my life to your existence, and this is how you repay me, you lying, cheating scum of a man. So she freaks the f out, and there's this really cool sequence where all her like inner demons come out of her body for the first time. And it's like all the resentment of all the romance she's ever felt, because she's a die-hard romantic, you know. But in this instant, all of her semblance of love like shatters, and she becomes a shell of a woman of evil, a vessel of revenge. She's like, Shotaro, from now on, I'll make you regret stepping into my life. I'll make you regret it. You measly, flat-chested woman, what are you gonna do to make me regret it? You'd have to step into the world of show business like me to show me who's boss. And then I'll do it. And then it goes yes. And then she goes, I'll show you, Shotaro. And she dyes her hair orange and becomes a slave boss queen overnight. She's like, from now on, I'm gonna make you feel revenge, you son of a bitch. And that's the start of the world's greatest love story. And so then now we have the Kyoko of the present, right? She's the beautiful, beautiful girl she becomes. 18 minutes and Darcie gave us the rundown of an entire anime episode. Guys, that's just the beginning, okay? I have a lot to go over. I really want you to understand the full weight of this monumental piece of romantic literature. I just feel like this really formed a lot of my personality when I was younger. Maybe in a bad way, low-key, because I'm low-key like her. Like, not in the evil way. I don't think I'm this evil, but low-key, I'm like her, bro. Like, when I have a crush or something, I'm f***ing crazy about it. I'll like dedicate my whole life to them like this. I'll be like, yeah, A-kun. Yeah, A-kun, you want my life savings? But anyway, you live and you learn. So you guys get the picture. Basically, this is young Kyoko. Oh, she's so cute. This is in the manga. And it's just like her whole life she's had to watch him cheat on her, you know? Like, it low-key wasn't just now with the manager. It was her whole freaking life. She would like low-key see it happen even though they were kind of set up by their parents to be together. She would like see him kissing other girls in the schoolyard and she would just tune it out and just be like, I see nothing. I see nothing. My Shokun is my prince and my angel. And I can't perceive him doing me wrong. Anyway, now she's on the road to stardom, baby. But her stardom journey is like kind of fueled by rage. But it's like all her life she's never really had her own ambition. And the thing that gives her ambition is like this asshole that cheated on her. And her ambition is kind of just to get revenge. So she ends up becoming like an actress. And it's so fun. She has this whole arc. She's like, I want to be an actress, but I don't just want to follow him and see him every day because I hate him. So instead, I'm going to go to a different company, like, and rival him, right? So she ends up going to the company where this guy works instead, okay? And this guy, his name is Suruga Ren. Just the art style's killing me. As you might be able to tell, they kind of their proportions are a little crazy. At the time, this was it, guys. Honestly, this is still it, okay? This is still it. The pizza face chin characters. Dude, okay, I know what you mean. I know what you mean and I see it, but literally when I was reading this, I was always like, this is the peak of art. I still feel that way, maybe because of nostalgia, but I've always been like, this is the pinnacle of art. Like, it could not get better than this. And when I was younger and I was like learning to draw a little bit, I would try to emulate this art specifically. She was my icon. Honestly, she's still my icon. Say what you want. Pizza face is iconic to me, okay? It's iconic to me. Anyway, so she decides instead of following Sho, her fated rival, into his company, she goes into the next best thing, which is like his rival company. She goes to work with Suruga Ren. The thing with Suruga Ren and Shofu is they're in their own little rivalry for popularity, right? Sho is kind of striving to be like the #1 handsome man, #1 desired by all women in the earth, but he always fails and he's ranked like 10, where Suruga Ren is ranked #1. Like, women want him so bad. Like, look at that face, bro. It makes sense, bro. He's just like dripping with allure and charisma, you know? So anyway, she ends up joining his company. It's actually like really complicated. I won't delve too much into like plot points that aren't based around romance because I think that would take me like 3 days. But romance-wise, you might be able to tell he becomes somewhat of like a love rival, like a love interest. Yeah. But not for a very, 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 very long time. Like 10 years of your life go by and no one's confessed their feelings yet. Like a very, 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 very long time. But there's lots of romantic like plot points. Is still, they've managed to pack in like a lot of shoujo, okay? Without it ever resolving. Ever. Sorry guys, I have a little trauma from this because it's actually still ongoing. It's still ongoing, and you could say I'm still waiting. I'm gonna be spoiling things like hardcore in a second. Spoiler warning, you're about to get your mind blown, okay? They actually hate each other at first because she's just joining the company to get revenge on this stupid guy, right? And he's like an acting purist. He like loves the art, and he likes people who are earnest and honest and just want to pursue acting for the right reasons, right? So whenever he sees her, he's like, you won't last a day in this company. I will never allow you to step foot in my building. As an actor, you will never step on equal footing. So now she's like, okay, I was actually here to hate on this guy, but now, like, low-key, I'm gonna hate on you too. Like, all y'all. And she literally has, like, posters in her room where she throws darts on both of their faces. Which is so funny. She's so based. She's so based. But yeah, like, as time goes on, there's a lot of development. I'm gonna cover some romance points, but so there's some points where her and him like reunite, and you know, his vision of her kind of changes over time, and then her and him keep working together, and like his opinion of her kind of changes over time, and then they're both like Kyoko, 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 and she's just like, wow, I'm the main character. Through a battle, a long and arduous battle, she finally gets her first acting gig, right? Okay, wait, these guys have to come with me wherever I go. She finally gets her first acting gig, and it turns out it's kind of an accident, because the way that she's recruited, she gets her first acting gig. Is this too chaotic? Does this make sense to you guys? Because this man, so handsome and so gorgeous, and I love him so much. He is the president of the acting company. He meets Kyoko in the audition, and he's like, yeah, she's so unique, she's so weird, because she makes this name for herself, not because she's good at acting, but because she can like cut a cabbage really well. It's kind of random, guys. Anyway, she catches his eye because of her determination and grit. Wow, why do you want to be an actress, Miss Mogami? I want to be an actress because I want to make sure that my name crushes the souls of my darkest enemies and kills all demons. Don't you want to like be loved by audiences? No. President Sir, I've lost that emotion called love a long time ago. I'm afraid I can never get it back. That vital human emotion. And he's crying. Actually, I don't know if they're crying, but he's really sad. And he's like, Mogami, this is a disaster, but I'm gonna help you. His solution to helping her, right, is by putting her into this uniform. You may notice the pink onesie uniform, but on the chest it says love me, and that's a symbol that she's been put into a brand new department at LME Productions called the Love Me Department, the Love Me section. So yeah, he makes that, and then the Love Me section goes to Kyoko. He sees her potential, but he knows that she has to grow, so he gives her the Love Me section title, which means she has to go on a lot of odd jobs and meet with other actors and managers and whatever, and give them a stamp book, and if she helps them out with stuff and they approve of her, they'll stamp it. They'll give her like 10 points, 100 points if she does a good job, and until she learns how to be loved again. She has her first job, which is to escort this actress to her first acting gig, and this girl, she's kind of like a bitch, but she's helping out this actress who's kind of a bitch. She is working together with Suruga-san here, so she, Loki, has a huge ass crush on Suruga. He really admires people who are good at acting and like care about acting over anything, so he notices that she's just in this gig to be with him, so he doesn't really give a shit about her, right? He also is kind of mad at Kyoko because he doesn't think she gives a shit about him, but she cares a lot about her job, and she ends up like injuring herself on the job, and Suruga-san has to oh my god, he has to princess carry her through the woods on her sprained ankle, bro. Loki's so angry about it, but this is like their first interaction together, and she sees this shit and she's like, how could Suruga-san care about this bitch instead of me? it ends up in an epic acting battle between Ruriko, this is Ruriko, and Kyoko here. It's like a historical type drama she's acting in, and she's whining so much. She's like, the director doesn't even care about me. Like, where are my sweets? I'm like, Saruga-san won't even f***ing look at me. Like, didn't he want me to be his co-star? So anyway, the director is like, all right, maybe let's just let Kyoko try it instead. So Kyoko tries it, and this is her very first acting gig, and look at how beautiful she is. Look at how beautiful she is. I love this so much because there's so many different outfits she gets and different arcs she goes through, and everyone is so gorgeous, and she like really encapsulates the characters, you know what I mean? So she ends up like auditioning sort of, and the thing that makes her a good actress here is actually because way back in the day when she was working as this bitch's slave, or his restaurant family trained her to become his wife, she learned a bunch of cooking skills and like elegant kimono sitting and waiting for the guests to arrive and pouring tea and making matcha and doing tea ceremony, very elegant. So she actually has this in the fucking bag, and she wins over the hearts of everyone, even Saruga-san. So Saruga notices her like this, and he's like, what? Why is she trying so hard if it's just for revenge? I don't get it. Nani kore? Yeah, but that makes him like start to see her in a little bit of a different light, you know? And that's just the start of her like journey. So anyway, next acting gig is this chicken who is also a silly one, but this one's important too. She kind of ends up in the role of this like she's just making up for this mascot guy that's out of town. The mascot guy can't make it, so she takes his place for a day. In this chicken suit, she's like the host of a game show, basically. You know those variety shows where they invite celebrities on sometimes and do silly games with them and like wacky questions, whatever. So she becomes this chicken for a day, and it turns out the guest star on the show is fucking Shofua. No way. So now on the game show, she has the opportunity to with him for the first time. So it is like their first reunion sort of. So she takes the chance that she can get, right? And she tries to sabotage this shit out of him. She asks him crazy questions that no one else would know. She's like, hey, I heard you change your name. Like, what was your original name? And he's like, what? Only people from my hometown should know my original name. What's something stupid like Shotaro? And my real name isn't Sho. And he gets kind of suspicious, right? And then she's like, I heard you love to play badminton in the day. Maybe you could show us a few moves. And he's like, fuck, I'm so bad at badminton. I'm gonna look like an idiot in front of everybody. But they end up playing badminton, and she accidentally uses like one of the childhood badminton moves that she used to use against him all the time when they were like this, and she defeats his ass using her ultimate Kyoko badminton move, like a sports anime, and he kind of recognizes her in that moment, and he's like, no way, Kyoko? Is f***ing Kyoko under that chicken suit? So yeah, then he tries to grab her boobs and check if she's a woman. Anyway, we don't talk about that, but there's a whole thing. He doesn't like get to see her, but he kind of thinks it's her. He almost figures it out, and there's a kind of a big deal. They kind of ruined the episode of the game show, right? But afterwards, she gets punished because, you know, she messed up the game show, whereas he gets praised, and he goes on to sing his song, I'm a prisoner in paradise, and she's watching from the sidelines like, why? He messed everything up too. Why am I the only one getting in trouble? So yeah, that's their reunion, right? Now it's exciting because like he kind of knows she's in showbiz, and he's gonna start paying more attention to her, and also he's kind of paying more attention to her. The fact she's doing this without notes is impressive and concerning. Guys, I read this manga like 20 times, like dead ass, like at least 20 times, and it's 300 chapters. I know my Skippy, okay guys? More development between Ren and Kyoko, right? So this is Ren's manager. His name's Yashiro-san. He's a chill guy, whatever. There's no time for this. But he gets sick one day and Kyoko has to be Ren's manager? So she's like, yeah, okay, if it gets me points on the Love Me book, I'll do anything. So she like basically just follows Ren around his sets and you know, takes care of his meals for him and makes sure that he eats and stuff. Because low-key, this man does not eat anything ever. He's low-key a little bad at self-care. The manager was like, yeah, if Kyoko eats, he'll eat. So that's a big deal. She gets him to his shoots on time. But one of his shoots, it rains and he gets really sick. Kyoko has to like take care of him. There's kind of an epic fever scene, bruh. There's an epic fever scene and it's not pictured, but he like calls her Kyoko while he's sleeping. Which, you know, in anime is a big deal, right? Like to call someone by their first name is really intimate. Usually he'd say like Mogami-san, but when he's sick and feverish, he calls her Kyoko. But he's like, thank you, Kyoko. Thank you. And Kyoko's like, what the fuck? But that like makes her kind of flustered, right? So it's the buddings of romance, guys. The buddings of romance. So now he's really quite fond of her. But then the next arc, guys, this is this is a really important arc to me. Oh my god. Because King Sho comes back. Because Kyoko gets the opportunity to act in this guy's music video, okay? This is a big deal. Very, very big deal. Because they haven't interacted before, and Loki, Sho doesn't even really know that Kyoko is the same girl from his childhood yet. So he's like, no way. That plain, ugly, disgusting, flat-chested pig. Could be an actress, it just doesn't make sense. So he invites her to his music video in order to like check for himself, right? And she doesn't tell Ren about this because she doesn't want Ren to see her as someone acting for revenge. So she just kind of goes to this commercial shoot without telling him. She shows up at his music video shoot and she's just pretending to be some random girl so he doesn't recognize her, which is so funny. But it doesn't really work because throughout the shoot he realizes like, oh, he doesn't want to eat some food on the shoot because this girl, this is Mimori, she has a crush on him. Really, really big crush on Sho. And she makes him like handmade dinners, lunches and stuff. And it reminds Kyoko of when she would do that shit for him. So she's like, Sho, even if you have to shove that food down your throat, cover it in salt so you can eat it because he doesn't like sweet things, you have to do it or you'll break her heart. And he's like, Kyoko? Lol, is that you? Stuff like that. And then like his outfit change for the PB. He looks like this! He dresses like a beautiful demon king like this. And Kyoko is obsessed with fairy tales and princesses and kings and stuff. So it like really bothers her that he's so handsome, you know? But okay. Quick summary, Darcie, you can do it. So the music video concept is like, he's a demon and there's two angels. This angel is in love with him, falls in love with him, they're together. This angel cares more about her sister, right? And the thing is, if they're dating, she'll like die. So Kyoko has to end up killing the demon for her sister to live. So she has to kill Sho, basically. And there's a scene together where she has to kill him, right? And to do that, she has to like push him down the castle and like basically like straddle him, bro. And like start crying while killing him, choking him out. And this scene I fucking love between them because like the whole time he's just noticing how beautiful he is, like beautiful she is. Like he's like, was Kyoko always like this? Like he can't take his eyes off of her, you know, even though he's supposed to be in love with this girl. I love that shit. I love that shit so much. And then like the scene where she has to kill him, she's crying, right? And Sho kind of freezes up and he's like, wow, wait, I actually can't handle when she's crying because when they were kids, like she would cry a lot around him and he would freeze up and didn't know what to do. So there's just like such a good moment there, bro. She's just like immersed in acting, you know, but he's like, wait, I know this look. She's like crying for reals. Just like when she's truly suffering, bro, I can't handle it. So that's really good. And then there's also a really good like jealousy moment afterwards, because after the shoot, he goes to confront her. I feel like I'm gossiping, bro. He goes to confront Kyoko. Hey, what the f were you crying about, huh? And she tells him she was just acting, thinking about her friend, and he feels like weirdly relieved about that, right? He's like, wait, why the f am I relieved just because Kyoko wasn't really crying, huh? Could it be I... you know? And then she gets a phone call after the shoot from Ren, because she was trying to ask him for acting advice. Holy shit. And he missed the call, so he calls her back. Sho like sees this happen, and he sees Ren as a rival, right? In media, so he's like, why the fuck is Tsuruga Ren calling Kyoko? Stupid, dumb, plain Kyoko, right? So he answers the phone, and he's like, hey, Kyoko couldn't take your call because she was acting with me. And then there's like a lot of tension, and it's crazy. Okay, I love that shit. Okay, moving on. Next acting gig, Kyoko gets a part in Dark Moon, where she gets to be co-stars with Ren. And this is the first time they've ever acted together, which is really exciting. But they're not like lovers or anything. Actually, his lover in this arc is this girl, and I do forget her name. So he's supposed to be like her lover, and they have like a forbidden relationship, right? In the movie, he is a teacher and she's a student, so there's like an age gap, age difference, right? And Kyoko is supposed to be her sister. She starts out like this. Long hair, gorgeous, and then she has a whole character arc, blah blah blah, discovers the character would be, you know, more fitting if she went evil mode, went sicko mode, and like cut her hair and shows off her scar like this. So that's just some like plot. But I think the important part romance wise is Tsuruga and Momose here, because actually Ren has a lot of trouble doing romance scenes, which is a good plot point, right? Because he's like the biggest actor ever in his time, but with this role with Momose, for some reason he like can't express love towards her in the film. The pizza face. What matters? Okay, let me get. Where's the chicken? I need the f***ing chicken. Where's the chicken? Chicken, come here. Okay. This will make sense. The only way that Ren can figure out how to act this forbidden romance with Momose is when he runs into the chicken. While Kyoko is working her other job as this chicken, she runs into Ren, and he looks really depressed, right? He's like, I can't act this scene. And the chicken's like, well, Mr. Ren, why don't you tell me your troubles? The scene is about romance, isn't it? Like, haven't you ever felt love before? You're like a handsome guy. Haven't you ever felt love? And he's like, and she's like, what the f***? You've never felt love before? And he's like, no, I've had girlfriends, like, and then they just break up with me after a week. I don't know why. And she's like, what do you mean? You've never actually had a real relationship? What the f*** is wrong? And so she finds that out about him and ends up becoming like his therapist dressed as a chicken, which is really funny. She's like trying to explain what love is to him, right? She's like, you know, it's like when you want to pay attention to everything they do and they brighten your day, and when you see them smile, it makes your heart flutter. And she's thinking about the romance she used to feel for Sho, right? Which kind of pisses her off. But then he's like, wait, thinking of them makes me smile? And he can only think of Kyoko. He can only think of Kyoko, which is crazy. But he's like, no, I can't feel anything for her. She's f***ing like a 16-year-old girl and I'm 20. And she's like, oh my god, that's perfect. He doesn't tell her, by the way, that he's thinking about Kyoko. He's just like, yeah, there's a student I'm thinking of, but I can't have feelings for her because she's like 2. And she's like, oh my god, that's perfect. Forbidden love. Just channel that energy into your acting. And he's like, whoa, it all makes sense now. And he does that. Basically, it works. So when he's acting out these scenes, He's just thinking about Kyoko. And he has a breakthrough, bro, and it works really well. Fuck. Jesus. And okay, yeah, these are some more scenes from the same arc. Just look at his emotions, bro. Pizza face all you want. This pizza face is mocking us. Look at him. Kyoko like wants to cheer him on, and so she goes to his house and she's like, Saruga, I just wanted to make you dinner so like you feel better. And she's like, Saruga-san, I'm rooting for you. And he's like and then like he's thinking about her and he's like forbidden. And you can see like the depth of emotion in those pizza eyes, bro. He is so good. It's really good in my opinion. Yes. So that's a really pog arc for me personally. So her and Ren have to travel to act, but Ren is busy with commercials, so he can't come for like a few days or whatever. So she's here in the island and she happens to run into she happens to run into Sho. And guys, this might be my favorite arc of the entire manga. It's literally because this arc, they just play so hard on like the tropes of fate in the world. They run into each other and there's a caption in the sky that's like, no way, if such a coincidence like that were to really happen, then it must be the hands of fate. Something like that could never happen, right? And then they like lock eyes, they see each other. Bro. So there's that. And it turns out he's filming or like recording a new song at the same hotel that Kyoko's staying at. Yeah, and he's here with his manager, and Kyoko happens to run into him. So while she's there, she sees Sho, but she also runs into this guy. And this guy, he's also mogging us. But his name is Reno, something like that. And you may notice he looks a lot like Sho. He looks a lot like him. They have very similar, you know, pizza faces. But like the vibe is like visual. They have the black dark edginess and the metal rings and jewelry, and they're both kind of sexy and they like act cool and aloof, and they're like, yeah, me, I don't watch TV. I'm too f***ing cool for that. He's here with his band called vtuber, and it's basically like 5 of the same guy who are all imitating Sho. So Sho did so popular, right? Like his song Prisoner does really well, it tops the charts, and these guys want to imitate him and steal his fame. So they're here to steal his song, to steal his swag, literally. Literally steal his swag. So they all love him, and he's kind of depressed about it because recently they actually stole his #1 spot, and now he's here and he's like, I don't understand how some f***ing copycats can steal my place like that. So Rena runs into Kyoko right away, and he notices one of her evil demon guys that kind of looks like this. Kind of looks like this. Like she just has these little spirits that follow her around as like a quirk of the show. He has a spiritual sixth sense, Reno, and he kind of notices that Kyoko has all these dark demons lurking around her, and he likes that about her. Like he's like, yeah, I just love a woman with some darkness and complexity. But his band's name is VA Goal, right? And Kyoko, noticing this, goes up to Sho's like trailer or room, and she's like, Sho, I noticed those fucking VA Goal guys are copying you. What the hell is that about? And he's like, why are you even here? And she's like, you can't let those beagles trip you up. And she, instead of VA Goal, she says beagle as like a pun. Like ruff ruff ruff. And he thinks that's really, really funny. and like after she leaves, he thinks about that, and it's like the first time that he ever laughs at that joke since since like months since the last time he saw Kyoko. He just didn't know what he had, bro. Actually, he didn't know what he fucking had. So Kyoko tells one joke and it like loosens up his spirits, and for the first time in months, he's like laughing. He's like, damn, only Kyoko has ever had the ability to trip me up like that. Damn it, that's crazy. And he like smiles fondly. Like, it's really cute. I just love that arc about him. Like, he realizes much too late, bastard. He realizes too late that Kyoko is like a lovely, funny lady, and she knows his ins and outs and how to make him laugh and how to make him happy, right? Man. Anyway, so there's all that, but while they were fighting, he actually ends up slapping the shit out of her, which is awful. Which is awful. He hits a woman, he slaps the shit out of her, and leaves a scar on her face. And she's like, she has a scar, she's an actress, how could he do this? And even though he's really immature, he does feel bad about that. So the next day, Ren is here now? Sorry. Okay, Ren, whatever. He was gone. Now he's here on set for like a day, and during this time, Sho appears at one of their filming sets, right? In front of Ren. He like saunters up dramatically and is like, hey, I need to talk to Kyoko. And Kyoko's like, oh my god, what the f***? So they end up taking it outside, real dramatic. Like, this is a blurb in their imaginations where it's as if they're in a cowboy standoff in a western, you know what I mean? 10 steps away, guns in their holster, about to shoot, which I think is so funny because they're enemies now. They have this whole thing. She's like, hey, why the f are you here? Like, are you here to end my life? It's your move, Buster. And he's like, yes, I have this. And he whips out some medication. She's like, what the f is that, poison? He's like, no, it's medicine for your scar on your cheek, because as angry as I was, I should never have hit a woman, and I regret it. Which is crazy because she's like never seen him express regret in his whole life, so it actually kind of moves her. But obviously she's still really mad at him. But the crazy part here is while they're talking, Ren happens to be walking by and he like eavesdrops on them, and he's like, damn, there's this atmosphere about the two of them that I can't interfere on, as if there's an unbreakable barrier surrounding them, and if I enter the scene, I'll be going against the fates of the world. Like, it's really, really dramatic. But that's just his inner monologue. So then he disappears for like 3 days. He disappears for 3 days, actually. But Kyoko and Sho are still on set together. Ren has kind of like an emo moment here because he watches the music video that Kyoko acted in as an angel earlier, where she was really hot and beautiful and sexy. This scene I really like because he's really angry and he's like, I can't help but wonder if he still sees her as a childhood friend after this. And it pisses him off. He's like, he doesn't want Sho to start having feelings for her, right? Because he's like, after everything you've done to her, you don't deserve to have feelings for her now, Buster. However, while he's out, him, Kyoko, and Sho have more encounters because this is Reno again. I just included like 10 screenshots of him for some reason. He's so obsessed with Kyoko, right? This is the guy that's copying Sho, but he becomes very, very obsessed with Kyoko. He's like stalking her every day, and it actually freaks her the f out. She thinks she's gonna die. So she calls Ren one day, but doesn't want to tell him that she's scared because she doesn't want to worry him. So she's just like, yeah, everything's great here. I'm having such a great time. And he's like, huh, I have a feeling that something is wrong. So he does his best to get all his work done in like the next 3 days and make it over to her. But it's not soon enough because while he's gone, this guy keeps f***ing stalking her to the point Sho here is like really, really concerned, and he ends up following her around and kind of trying to protect her, right? Reno kind of makes it a big deal that he wants Sho's woman. He like sees them bickering one day and he's like, anything that belongs to Sho Fua will belong to me. And Kyoko's like, bruh, I don't belong to Sho Fua, f you. And he's like, yeah, I'm not dating her, f you. But also he wants to protect her. So he's like following her around on set. And I love this because it just shows Sho like actually also kind of cares, you know? And here he's like in the cafeteria and picking out all her favorite foods for her against her wishes because he knows her so well. Like, they're childhood friends too. So he knows everything about her as much as she knows about him. Like, he also knows. And he's like, can you really complain about the arrangement here? And she's like, fuck, this is my favorite food. This guy, why does he know me so well? But I just love that. I really like their dynamic. It kind of ends up more like siblings, you know what I mean? Like bickering siblings. One day he breaks into her set and like chases her into the woods, and he has this weird superpower where he can like make her freeze up. I don't know. He's about to like capture her and defile her basically. He's basically like harassing her to death, but she breaks out of it. She has this swirl of rage around her, and she's like, how dare you? How dare you insult me by taking down my prey? Okay, and by my prey she means Sho. She's like, the only person who can make Sho feel agony for the first time in his life is me, okay? You can't steal his position as number one, because the person to make him feel crushing defeat and cry at my feet has to be me. So she's really pissed at Reno, and Sho oversees this, and it low-key kind of twists him up even more. He's like, yeah, as long as I'm number one in Kyoko's heart, it's all good. Like, even if she's full of rage and not love, that's all I need. I'm a sick and twisted human. Sho does step in though, and he beats the shit out of Reno for messing with Kyoko like that. He goes, I settled this between men. You're dead, punk. And he's like, Kyoko, don't worry. I settled it for us. And she's like, ew. And all that happens, and Ren doesn't even know the whole time, okay? He doesn't even know. He shows up on set and he's like, wait, did I like miss something? Is something like wrong here? And he shows up and he goes to Kyoko's room, and he's about to tell her about everything that happened when he opens the door and sees Shofua standing right there. Why is this guy here? And Sho's a little punk, right? So he really wants to rub it in Ren's face that he's been helping Kyoko with the stalker situation and make him kind of jealous, right? So he has this whole spiel where he's like, so you didn't know that Kyoko had a stalker, did you? And he's like, I didn't know it was a big deal. And he's like, well, I bet you didn't know who ended up saving her from the stalker then, huh? And at this, Ren gets like really angry because like he wasn't the one to save her, right? It makes him so furious because he's like, no way that Kyoko went to her fucking ex instead of me this whole time, and she wouldn't tell me what was wrong. Like, he has a lot of mixed emotions. It makes him really mad, but this also like really shocks Sho. He's like, no way. Is that the face that someone would show out of concern for their like coworker? There's no way. Like, he must have feelings for Kyoko. This fucking blows. So that's that. And she's like, you're good at telling the story. You're so into the story. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are as invested as me. Everyone needs to go read this manga like yesterday. It's so good. But the fun part is that Ren ends up seeing her dressed like this. He ends up seeing these two together, basically. And he's like, okay, what the f is happening? He's like, why the f is my dad LARPing with my love interest who's pretending to be me? So that's a whole other thing. Sounds like the dad has lost his mind. No, guys, you have to be there. You gotta be there. Ren, before he was an actor, kind of like did end up killing some people because she makes these voodoo dolls that are very extremely proportioned to Ren's body type, that when she sees this guy, she recognizes the structure of his bones, and she's like, wait a sec, this is the exact same bone to weight proportion ratio that Tsuruga has, and I would know because I sculpt him out of clay every month. I heard that. I thought you weren't alive in this world anymore. And he's like, the only way for me to return is if we try a kiss. And so he fucking gets it in. He gets his Kyoko kiss, which is crazy. And then he like backflips off the side of the building. So he tells Kyoko in the morning later on that he's gonna stop by her house, right? And at the same time, same day, Sho also calls her and is like, hey, I'm also coming to your house because I want to eat some pickled gourd from your restaurant. Which, by the way, what the hell is pickled gourd? Hope the author, you know, takes care of themselves first, but we're still waiting to see more. And then, like, there's another acting arc after this. Kyoko becomes a ninja. But that's still ongoing. 500 more years of Skippy. That's what I'm saying. Skippy till I die. She skip on my beat. Till I die. Anyway, yeah, that's the long lore of Skip Beat. And now we're just kind of on that slow burn for life. But I really think everyone should read Skip Beat once. It's so good, bro. It's so good. It's my dream shoujo manga. And let me know if it's like actually good or if I'm just nostalgic because I've been reading it since I was 10, you know? I'm kind of impressed with myself. I'm like, wow, I didn't know my brain could hold that much information, honestly. I'm like not good at anything else. But bring me my favorite anime, bro. I could yap for days. Skip Beat has an anime, guys, and it is like 12 episodes, 16 episodes maybe. And it's good. It just like leaves you wanting more because it doesn't get very far in the story at all. I think it ends off right when she gets the Dark Moon roll, which if you guys recall, that was like my first 30 minutes. Like up until, yeah, she gets the Dark Moon roll with Ren. Okay, Oyasumi. Have an elusive evening, everybody. Sleep tight. Bye!